Hi there, I'm back again. Now, I wasn't going to make any more videos, but I just ran into a story and I just couldn't help but read it and comment on it. It's about this Pennsylvania restaurant and this customer, and and basically he basically got upset for because a bartender wrote something on his receipt using the N word. You know what I mean, but I'm not going to spell it out. She wrote the N word on there and he got upset. I look at that and he kind of got upset and he was called a racial slur. But I look at that and wonder, why did he keep going to that bar in the first place, knowing very well that these people that run the bar were racist, despite the fact that they say that they weren't racist. They're not racist at all because they let all these their black customers come in and watch football games, like say the NFL games. Why did he even support that bar in the first place? By continuing to go there and drinking and sitting there and eating their food. I mean, that's the problem with us these days. I mean, we go into these white-owned or non-black establishments, and then we get harassed and abused, being called the N-word, being called some sort of racist name, or listening to some racist jokes, and yet we go on and continue supporting these businesses. I'm guilty of this myself too. So we continue to support these businesses, these racist businesses that don't have our best interests, don't pour money back into our communities, or they move into our communities and take our dollars and take it out of our communities or out of our pocketbooks and our wallets and purses. And we continue supporting them. Now, this guy is upset, but he should have never supported that business in the first place. Now he's saying he's not going to go back there again. What has he been doing for the last couple of years? Going there and watching the football games in there, eating their food, and continuing to give out his dollars to them so they can grow their businesses. Now he's all upset and decided this because of this bartender using the N-word on his receipt. I suspect that he said he's not going to go back there again, but I suspect he'll probably go back there and support this business. It's sad that we use our money to support non-black businesses, and yet we go there as customers and get mistreated and get shitted on and disrespected. And we continue to pour our own money out of our pocketbooks and support these businesses where they can get rich off our black asses. Okay? Get rich off of our asses and continue taking our money and yet mistreat us as customers. I bet that that bar never hired any black person to work in there. And that's rightfully so, since they continue to give their dollars. The black people in America continue to give their money to these businesses that don't have their best interests, and yet they cry racism all day long when they get mistreated like this customer. I mean, and these blacks that go to this bar, they should stop supporting it. But they're not going to. They're going to continue supporting it. They're going to keep financing this abuse, the harassment, the unemployment rate, their the economic disadvantage that they have. And this is not just in the US, it's all over the world. And here in Canada too. We continue to spend our money to these non-black owned businesses. And yet we go out there and cry about systematic racism when knowing very well the problem is us. We're spending our money on these businesses and making these motherfuckers rich. These white motherfuckers rich. And yet the problem is us, black people. This is sad. But these people own the business and they can do what they want to do with it because they have the money, the power, and they have the control and the resources and the influence. So I feel bad for this guy who called the N-word, but at the same time, I don't feel bad for him at all because he was the one that was giving away his money to this bar, knowing very well that the bar was probably racist. People who were working in there were racist to begin with, and people who owned that bar in Pennsylvania was racist to begin with. Yet he continued to give away his money in there, keeping it open. This is sad. Black people still have not learned their lesson. And they have not practiced group economics or group interests. And as a result of that, this guy gets called the N-word. And he doesn't really have a response. Didn't have a response for that. That's a sad fact in itself. Black America, or the black world, we need to wake the fuck up. That's all, folks.